Chewin It with Jersey Shore the Musical. I'm your host, Jason Lord, director and co-writer of Jersey Shore the Musical. Today I'm here with Alex Myerchin, who is one of the co-writers and also stars as Pauly D. Hi, Alex.
Hi, it's Myerchin.
Alex, thank you for being with us today. What have you selected for your takeout?
Thai food from Thai on Clark.
Oh, excellent. Alex, you spend most of the show with your shirt off.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about your GTL regimen?
Ideally, you want to gym 3 times a day, or 3 times a week, I'm sorry. And you can only tan every other day because the law prohibits you from tanning.
And common decency.
Yeah. I tan 3 times a week, gym 3 times a week, and then laundry on days of the show.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a Sabbath.
Sabbath, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the day of rest. Mm-hmm. For me, it's Saturday. And haircut also. Mm-hmm. The freshest is, not laundry, put it away, wear it later that night, fresh from the dryer. Like half the time my clothing for the show goes straight from the dryer into my duffel bag and it's on me within an hour.
And off you.
And then off me after my first scene on stage.
Usually you're banging somebody by that point.
By that point, yeah.
And I have to say, Alex, you're wanted on stage.
On stage, why are you backstage banging people?
Pauly D is somebody who's famously very enthusiastic and outgoing, a little bit of a pretty boy, not maybe very smart. My question is, what would be your DJ name?
DJ Alex M. I would say Ali. But that's kind of too feminine for me.
Right. Maybe DJ Dark Alley?
DJ walking in a dark alley alone. M. DJ Dark Alley Cherry. DJ walking in a dark alley maraschino.
Yeah.
Cherry.
You got to see Pauly D at a club, actually. Was that a bit of a religious experience for you?
It was fun. At one point, it was awesome. He was DJing and he was looking out into the crowd. He looked at me and just kind of popped a little smile. There's someone who knows how to look like me.
I've always been really impressed by your ability to be completely unself-conscious about having a blowout after the performance. You aren't afraid to look like a douche and just walk around the city.
People will honk at me, shout stuff at their car, hey, Pauly D, what's up? Or, try and high-five me. Just tell them I don't know who Pauly D is.
We actually wrote a number of scenes together. We were actually paired up to write a lot of the scenes for the show. And a majority of that was you pitching ideas to me and me saying no.
I'm always of the idea that instead of focusing your time and energy into making one really good idea, it's better to just throw out everything that you think in the hopes that one of them is gold. I'm someone else's storage room of ideas.
Like a 98-year-old grandmother died, and you think
she
most
died.
of her stuff is junk and smells like mothballs. But
and most of my ideas in my head are mothballs. But every now and then you find an antique, figurine.
Like a Hummel.
A Hummel. I don't know what that is.
I'd like to, if we could, recreate some of that dynamic now. I'm going to have you pick a random page from this book and just read a sentence. You don't have to read it out loud, but I want you to pitch an idea to me for a musical based on that sentence that you're reading.
It's a musical crime thriller. Okay, so you have 2 cops.
Yeah.
And they have a dog with them.
Putting a real dog on stage.
Yeah, you have a wrangler. We'll have to teach it to bark on key. He was raised by these meth makers. The meth house blows up, and that's the opening number. All they find in the rubbish is this dog that's howling this minor song. The cops, they're like, we can't leave this poor fella. One of the cops who also works at the station who's doing drugs.
Sure.
It could be played by a dog and a man in a dog suit too.
Well, you could get a celebrity to play.
Daniel Radcliffe. So he's the dog, and he can smell the drugs on the doorknob. And the good cops, they realize they kick out the crooked cop. There's an apartment. Someone was murdered. The murderer chemist, he cleans up all his murder scenes with chemicals that he invented. So they have to rely on the dog to find the traces of these chemicals on the doorknobs. They call him the doorknob handler.
The best nickname they can come up with is the doorknob handler.
So the dog, they rely on him to smell the chemicals on the doorknobs. So the doorknob killer, he kidnaps one of their wives. He realizes there's a wife been kidnapped. There's this big, dark, dramatic, done, kind of West Side Story, dance number. I think we're onto something. He sniffs the doorknob, and he's like, and he tells him, oh, the doorknob handler was here. We have to go get him. They have a dream, sniffing all these chemicals.
Sure.
Starts to have this breakdown of oh my God, what am I doing? I'm a drug addict. I'm turning into the meth people who made me who I am. He has this dancing, nightmarish dream. Giant noses, giant dog noses are just coming, bombarding. The dog realizes that the doorknob handler chemist was the meth head who raised him. And they have that kind of Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker moment. They sing together and agree to part ways. And and curtain. We'll make it work. We'll put bigger words in it. Smoky.
You keep thinking.
Smokey and the doorknob handler's wife.
No.